Good evening, this is Mike Efstrom with the National Weather Service in Slidell, Louisiana. So there's not a whole lot of weather to talk about, so I'll kind of go through just a few different things to maybe educate people out there. Starting with the Weather Prediction Center's website, WPC. So if you're kind of looking for a website that may show you where the fronts are and things like that, how it may progress over the next several days. And another good source of like rainfall amounts, how much rainfall are we going to see in terms of next 2 days, 3 days, and things like that. So the right here on the front page of this particular web page is actually a pretty good little source. So you can see where you get the overviews in the next 1, 2, 3 days. You can see where you got cold fronts and things like that. Starting with this one, this tab that says fronts. So looking at today, right now we've got a cold front right through the midsection of the country. These lines right here are for a dry line. This is here satellite imagery, so you can see all the storms blowing up in that particular area. So as you can see, as we go through tonight, this is 6 a.m. on Monday. That front will be all the way over into East Texas, coming to Louisiana. You see midday, you say, okay, it's coming towards us, maybe get some fall weather. This is midday Monday, but then you look at Monday at evening, and the front has gone no further south. As you go into Tuesday morning, the front's pretty much gone. So unfortunately this time of year, even though we did have one good strong cold front come through, it doesn't guarantee you're going to have another front. So we're stuck with this weather for the most part. As you can see, I'm going to go backwards in time. That that Monday evening, and maybe a few showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two in southwest Mississippi. Maybe those adjacent Louisiana parishes like West Feliciana, East Feliciana, St. Helena, that area may see a storm, but otherwise that's pretty much it. So we'll go back into Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday. We're still dry here in Louisiana, southern Mississippi, but now you see a really strong cold front. See, it's potent. You've got this deep surface low. This purple area is where it's an occluded front, where the cold front meets up with a warm front down here. So much stronger front. This is Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning, and then Saturday morning. Finally by Saturday, we'll probably have that front come through, and the next final one is Sunday morning. So it's only 24-hour little images of where the front is. But as you can see, that front comes through, big high pressure builds in. So here comes your fall, but it'll be right at the tail end of the weekend. So you'll probably see some rainfall, maybe Friday, most likely on Saturday as far as our highest rain chances. I think right now we got around 40% chance, but that's what it looks like. So how much rain are we going to get in that time frame? You go over to this QPF tab and you click it right there. So start over at the beginning. As you see, you can do individual days, day 2, 3, 4, and it tells you down here where it's valid. So this particular day 4 means Wednesday afternoon through Thursday afternoon. So easier way to look at it, you can do day totals, 1, 2 day total, 3 day total, 4 day total. Even the next week or so, just not a whole lot of rain out here in our forecast area. So maybe, I think those lighter greens are 1/10 of an inch, not even 1/4 of an inch. So it's still going to be pretty dry. You know, that's typical for this time of year. All right, so next tab I wanted to show you, the Hurricane Center's their main website. This is their 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook. They've got a few systems still out there. This one's got a 10% chance of forming the next 5 days, 20% for this one, 30% for this one down here. Looking at kind of long range models, looks like everything's still swooping around, staying out in the Atlantic Ocean. You know, we still have at least some potential. I mean, hurricane season's not over yet, and but these particular systems out here aren't going to pose any impact to us. So I'll kind of finish out with, like, if you want to look at some tropical cyclone climatology. So Hurricane Center's website, you look up top, got it highlighted, nhc.gov/climo. The reason I'm going to show you this, start off with this particular slide. So where are we in terms of, like, statistically in hurricane season? So we're what, October 10th? So we're definitely on the back end of it. We've got still got a ways to go before we get down to these lower portions in November and December, but we're definitely headed downward, which is great. The other thing you can look at, I'm going to scroll further down a little fast, hard to read these. Let me go back to the top first. So these are points of origin by 10-day period. And so basically it's from the 1850s to 2015. So where do storms form in specific times of the year? So I'm going to quickly scroll down to where we are now, which is October 10th to the 20th. Let's see. They got that one. So that's what this one right here. I'm going to click on it. So where do storms typically develop? It's fairly spread out, I'll say. I mean, you still have some Cape Verde storms that do develop. You know, we see a few little systems out there. But man, that Western Caribbean and probably around the Bahamas is probably the hottest place this time of year. Luckily for us, a lot of times you got cold fronts already coming in, so anything that does develop, you see, if you notice, there's not a whole lot of landfalls. I mean, we saw back last year where you had Delta and Zeta both made October landfalls, but statistically, your odds aren't that high to get hit as you get into that latter half of October. Most of them, you see, all the lines or most of the lines stay offshore. Just a few kind of come inland. Florida is probably your higher potential for getting hit by a storm this time of year versus like here on the Gulf Coast. See, Louisiana, we've only had a couple this specific 10-day period. Now I can go into a latter part of October, that last 10-day period, see what it looks like. Pretty similar, you know, Western Caribbean, maybe Bahamas, and a few more in the southern Gulf of Mexico. But as you notice, most of the tracks, they're all shooting off to the northeast. That's because this time of year you get those cold fronts come through, and they carry those systems off to the northeast, and you don't have a whole lot. Look at this, Texas, never been hit in October 21st or the 31st in the last 150 years or 160 years. It's pretty impressive. So that's all I got for you today. Hope you learned something. Thanks. Bye.